see if we can get out of here without being run over. Taking a little bit different route through the neighborhood. This is the old part. This is what we call horse country. This is the only place left that is like what it was when I was a kid. Now what's happened out here, a lot of these properties, many of them have become McMansions. You can see there's a few newer homes. This one isn't exactly a McMansion, but it's replacing a smaller one. And now, over there's the school. And you can see there's plant nurseries, there's people with construction yards, all kinds of stuff. Over there's a turnpike. And let's see if we can get around this without being run over. So, yeah, this bridge still has the old railing. You don't see that too much anymore. Anyway, I guess they're lining up to go in here to park the truck. One of the problems with Dade County, you can't park any of these trucks in any residential area. So what they end up doing, they rent out spaces in these homes over here that allows them to have a place to park their equipment and trucks. So anyway, yeah, this has got a little bit of a rural feel to it. A lot of plant nurseries. I typically ride going against the traffic. The reason I do that is so I can get off the road when the cars come by. People here are generally not aware of their surroundings, so we don't want to be the one that gets run over. Now, again, I know that people do walking videos. I like to do riding videos. I'm working on getting my hands on some materials. I'm going to build myself a body mount for a camera or phone. So I'll be able to do some walking videos, and hopefully I'll be able to do some of those sprinting or running or whatever videos. The ride's a little bumpy. We can deal with it. I'm using a different bicycle today. A friend of mine found this one at the dump. So I put an inner tube in it. The other wheel just needed air. Lubricate the bearings, take it apart, play around a little bit with the shifter, nothing outstanding. All right. We're getting there. And it's just one of those days. Now, as you know, I try to go every Saturday morning, do a live, see if somebody's got the courage to call in, see what kind of questions I get. And it really is kind of interesting because I enjoy talking to you. And I feel that my telephone live is pretty unique because unlike a lot of the video lives, you don't have to provide me with a username or picture or anything. You just call in. It's like in the old days, if you wanted to call somebody anonymously, you could do it through a payphone. Now, my phone doesn't even have caller ID, so I don't know who you are. But again, it wouldn't matter. No one on the air, no one on the internet can see it. So anyway, yeah, I enjoy that. But what I want to do, obviously that's going to be a regular thing. I'm going to start making some more edited, semi-professional videos to have during the week. There's certain subjects I want to do, but I'm going to need a little bit of advice here. I'm using some pretty primitive equipment. So if anybody has any additional ideas on what I can do to improve the quality of my videos, please let me know. And again, my goal is just to meet up with people, spread some information, not trying to make any money. I'm not going to be one of the celebrity channels, I can tell you that right now. It's not in my nature. It sure is nice to go this way for a change. We had some rain today, so I'm trying to get between the rain showers. It's about 4 o'clock, and I think that whatever rain we had has pretty much rained itself out. There's a cold front that's supposed to be coming. It's still hot, but it's not 90 degrees, it's in the 80s. It's probably about 85, 86 degrees right now. Humidity's up because of the rain, but no big deal. And again, you can see the plant nurseries. I think they look pretty nice. You go out here, you get to see all the stuff they're growing. Not too bad. Anyway, I hope everybody's having a good week so far. And again, if you have any suggestions for me, please let me know. The other thing that I wanted to talk a little bit about is sort of that celebrity culture. And I don't know if any of you have noticed, but some of the channels in the carnivore space are more welcoming than others. I notice what happens a lot when somebody new comes out. There's a lot of interest. And then it just sort of fades away. And certain people tend to group with others. Sort of like a club or clique or whatever, which is normal. But it is kind of interesting. This takes place even in the carnivore space. And anyway, I think a lot of times you can get an idea by who is kind of associating, who's collaborating with whom. And that tells you a lot about, who's pretty much compatible. Now, again, I don't think the carnivore space is anywhere near as bad as something like the plant-based or vegan space. I think one of the reasons why I'm not one of the most popular carnivores is because I'm not trying to sell you anything, and unlike some of the carnivore fanatics, I have no problem with people eating fruits, vegetables, fermented foods, and so on. What I've seen, some of the people who started the carnivore diet and didn't thrive on it, they've had to add these fruits, vegetables, and fermented foods. And over time, they sort of become the villains because they say, well, you didn't do well on the carnivore diet because you didn't do it right. That's the main thing. So that's one of those things that people just kind of go around this here. They'll go this way. It'll be all right. Okay. No big deal. When you ride around here, you gotta be defensive. Anyway, on the carnivore diet, you're gonna have some people that thrive strictly on meat. Well, for example, there's me. I would eat only meat as long as I have it. But then again, you have people out there that they don't do so well. And maybe it's because of their background. I don't know what the reason is. But you know what? I don't care. It's not my business. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. I'm just the guy sharing his experience. What I do know about is building things, fixing things, and so on. And I got horse poop over there. So, you do the best you can, right? Now, if you're one of those people that for some reason is struggling, and you get that advice, oh, you're not doing it right or whatever, don't listen to them. If after a period of time things aren't working, there's nothing wrong with making an adjustment, or 2, or 3, or 4, or whatever it takes. Don't be stuck. You got to realize the only reason I started this diet is because I was thinking for myself. And as a kid that was really frustrated and really didn't see any purpose in living, carnivore diet seemed like an easy way out. Well, it turned out to be beneficial. At least I think so. So anyway, just a little message, nothing outstanding. And hopefully, again, you're having a good day. Now you'll notice that I'm not sniffling because I'm outside. When I'm outside, especially in the humid weather, the sinus issue goes away. When I'm indoors in the air conditioning, it's a constant problem. Whether it's in my mold-infested house or in a brand new home or office. In fact, in a new building which is clean, things are actually worse. So that is something that a lot of people just don't understand, and you know what? I don't care. It doesn't really bother me. It may bother other people. It doesn't bother me. Well, let's see. I'll tell you, people just don't know where they're going. And there's a school over here, so everybody will be going in and out. All right, that's all I want to say for now. I'm about a mile from Aldi. I got to get a few things, then I'll be back. I hope you're having a great day.